they are going to finish us. Very difficult to deal with the two countries, Russia and China. They did not know what to do, but they created a propaganda that Chinese economy is falling, China is not able to do anything, blah, 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 blah. It was part of an attempt to deal with the BRICS. And finally said, well, Russia, that's when they made a mistake. Because Russia was Russia, with a history that is known as a country in many ways. Then Russia said, sorry, you can't come here. It's an interesting thing even on that one. Because the Western countries came to a country that used to be part of Russia to establish their own weapons so that they can deal with Russia. So Russia said, sorry, you can't. And that started the war that is still fighting up to this day. I'm very happy that we are active on the BRICS. Because that in reality, part of the reason I've just taken away a lot of your time is to indicate that it is not just something in the air, something weak. It's actually something that will defend us, make us to be human beings, to live like every other person, to be in charge of our own, rather than some people are in charge of our own. It's a serious matter. Perhaps I've just taken a bit of time because I always feel it is absolutely important that we in particular should have this understanding that we have an opportunity now to be free, totally free. As you can see, some countries, 3 countries in our continent decided to move away from some oppressing country. And it is so difficult for them what to do. For that country is said to be beginning to have difficulties in the economy. That tells us, if we said this is our Africa, this is what we want to do, we are powerful and we can do it. But unfortunately, oppressors have something they did to people who are oppressed, that they make them really to believe in the oppressors, that they are the most important, most clever, most rich, when it is not. It is our duty to say, how do we move? We've fought wars. Now what we need is to use our own understanding. But the unfortunate thing is that at times what good things are done by us are taken by others as wrong because we are interfering with the boss. They are not necessarily using that word. They use all very nice words to think that through. The critical point that we have is that once those countries said, sorry, you who have been oppressing us for so many times, we now don't want you. Take your soldiers out, everything. We have nothing to do with you. Quite a number, let me not say quite a number, an organization that belongs to us, the OAU, when those brave people who have taking themselves out of trouble and be on their own. What did our own organization said? This is a coup d'etat. We are therefore going to boycott you. And they're still boycott up to now. When they were freeing themselves from, I don't know how to call it, Africa, the OAU raises a statement that these countries are going to be isolated because they've done that, when they are liberating themselves forever. It tells us where we are, what we need to do to liberate ourselves. Some of us, with some comrades in the continent, we now have a view that the OAU is no longer the OAU that understands what it is supposed to do. And we must develop a way of helping our colleagues, that it is time to liberate ourselves. And we have a right to do so. And therefore, we must change our thinking about Africa.